Hello and welcome to a fabulous new episode of Chubs Gone Wild. Yeah. We are wild. We are so wild. This year, we're actually going to do the naked swim up in Alaska. Yeah, see, the look on Tom's face is the look that would be on my face if that were real, because I don't
No,
want
no,
to do
they
that.
don't do that in Alaska. They do that in Norway.
Norway? Oh, Norway's cool. Get it?
And then what happens is you get out of the water. You're not particularly naked, by the way. You get out of the water and then you go into the spa, like in the Frozen, in the spa. Uh,
Uh-huh.
yeah, and then you hit yourself with eucalyptus branches.
Oh, what?
Well,
No.
that's because it brings out the oil in the eucalyptus.
Well,
So
after
it makes it so you can breathe really well. And I'm sure the eucalyptus oil is probably really good for your skin, but it'll also bring up, because the whipping will bring up um,
blood.
the heat in your body after you're so cold. Or,
Yeah,
or
well,
if it's too cold, it may crack off your wiener.
I was gonna say if they just didn't do it, they'd probably have, warmth.
Oh,
Anyway,
girl, this is all about the fun of things.
well, I guess everybody has to have a reason to do something, but it just sounds like, 1,000 years ago, someone said, "I dare ya," and or well, Norway, so "Oh, dare you," and
And
then
then it's a tradition.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, this is Chubbs Gone Wild, episode 472, recorded on December 12th, 2022, where it is 52 degrees and actually sunny for a change outside the Chubbs Gone Wild remote studios. Not that I have minded the rain at all. How about you?
Um, no, no, no. Actually, I haven't left the house. So, I mean, haven't even gone out in the backyard to see the rain. So
Mm,
it's been like, okay, I'm good. Well,
yeah.
you heard how much rain we got.
No, I have not.
We got somewhere up around 2 inches here, which is a lot of rain for one, a couple days.
yeah.
Well, for our area. And then up in the mountains, there are places where they got 5 feet of snow. I
Dang.
mean, and most places averaged about 4 feet of snow.
Wow.
So that means that quite literally, you can't find your car. You
Mm,
can't, you walk out and you might be able to see over if you didn't keep. I mean, I think that people must have to keep plowing their driveway and their
oh,
walkway to keep it from getting too high, because once you get, I mean, 5 feet up, and they already had snow on the ground. So there are places up in the mountains, um, you know, um, different ski places that already had like 80 inches of snow on the
wow.
ground. So now they're up over, well, 80 inches. So that would be what, like 10 feet of snow. That's a lot of
Wow.
snow. Yeah.
Oh, we definitely need it for the runoff this spring, but yeah, wow, pretty
Yeah.
incredible. Well, it is 7 days till Hanukkah, 10 days till winter solstice, 13 till Christmas, 145 till Kwanzaa. Oh wait, no, 14 till Kwanzaa, 20 until 2023, and only 324 days until Halloween when we do it all again. Christmas time is here. Hey, Patreon. Patreon offers folks a way to support creators and receive rewards not open to the general public, like special podcasts, videos, books, and more. And we want to thank our Amazeball current patrons, Clint Nephi Nick, DJ Sausage from the Universe, Eric, Sean, Charles, Brother Sinatus, Phoenix Dave, Kingsley, and Moose P. Please visit patreon.com/Matt Burlingame if you would like to find out more about becoming a patron of the show and of my books and our work and just generally a good feeling. Anyway, first little is $1 a month. Hey, guess what? Years and years and years ago, this day in history, Leona Helmsley, nicknamed the Queen of Mean by the press, receives a 4-year prison sentence, 150, excuse me, 750 hours of community service, and a $7.1 million tax fraud fine in New York. For many, Helmsley became the object of loathing and disgust when she quipped that only the little people pay taxes. She then passed that sentiment on to other people, whose name I won't mention.
Well, all they need to do is if they see somebody else can get away with doing shit,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like, oh, well, we should try that.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, it's just one thing I do love is that in a lot of the areas um, that are dangerously coming close to, like when France almost, took in that Trump equivalent
Uh-huh.
as their president. The young people came out and said, no, this isn't going to happen. So, and that's what happened this election here. So I think that, if we keep, the kids are going to come through. And when I say kids, I mean 18 to probably 25, 30, right around
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
It's weird because I voted on every election, um, major election, presidential election at least,
Mhm.
since I could, vote. And I just, it seems strange to think that regular, kids aren't going out and voting.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. I know all too well. And especially since in France they got that delicious macaron. Makes me think of macaron. Anyway, all right. Take a moment, push macaron aside, and focus
Wait,
on.
can you put like a sweatshirt or something on him so I don't see the chest hair?
Oh, he's a lovely, lovely morsel. Anyway, today, today's affirmation: I am always relaxed and alert while I am driving.
Oh God,
I would hope so.
who's relaxed while driving?
Not in Sacramento, girl. I mean, this the
I mean,
last couple.
alert, definitely. You have to be alert around here, but just from the freaking people walking out into the street. But
Mm.
um, yeah, relax. No, I'm not relaxed while I drive.
Just pulling out of the parking space today, there were several people walking behind us, and I think at least two other cars pulling out, paying no fucking attention.
No, no.
Yep. Anyway, all right. Well, let's see if we celebrated any holidays today, starting with the Festival of Unmentionable Thoughts.
Okay, yeah, I've been there.
Yeah. Gingerbread House. No, not today. Green Monday. No idea.
Yeah,
Interna- yeah, yeah. You were green today?
I'm always green.
Oh, that's good. With envy. International Sound Check. Nope. Um, oh, National 12-Hour Fresh Breath Day. Maybe. National Ambrosia Day. I saw somebody make ambrosia just the other day, and I still no, just no.
Were they using mayonnaise or were they
Uh,
using like whipped cream?
Actually, I think they use both. Yeah, either way. Ugh. Also, it's National Dingaling Day. I know a couple of them. And National Poinsettia Day.
No, no, I don't have. I mean, I don't have any live poinsettias.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of the live ones because of the toxicity of them. And then I feel bad after Christmas when they lose all their leaves and they're sitting there and they're still alive, but I don't want them in the house. And you can't put them outside, so you got this
Right.
bony looking thing there. It's sad. And
Yeah. I
but
just
I do use them in all of my decorating.
uh, I think that they're very beautiful, but I don't ever really have one. I just remember the lectures about how they're so toxic to pets and stuff. I'm like, I'm not gonna take the chance.
Yeah, we I actually talked to my sister. I said, because she's got a horticulture degree
Hmm.
from Davis. And so I said, why have they not figured out how to make poinsettias have a scent?
Hmm. Interesting.
I mean, think about it. If you could give poinsettias the scent of peppermint or cinnamon or
Fine.
something that we consider a fragrance of the holidays.
Yeah.
People would have so many poinsettias in their houses just to fill it full of that holiday scent. That and she's like, she's never heard of anybody, doing any kind of experimentation on that.
Splicing.
Yeah, and I think that they'd be able to do it with all that they've done with like the way they create roses and scents on roses and stuff like that. You'd think that they'd be able to, but um, it's kind of like Bell's palsy. It doesn't cause death in people, so no one spends any money on it.
Interesting. True. Okay. Today's birthdays, we celebrate Aaron, Kelly, and Ellen. Also, upcoming birthdays, Tyler, oh, that turnip head. Mm. Well, Tracy, and Rod, and also that playwright Matthew Crean Higgins. We met him. Judson, oh, is that Christopher? Fan of the show, Christopher. Happy birthday, Christopher. Also, JJ, Matt, oh, Gooch, author Drew O'Brien, also known as Gooch on the Vera Speaks podcast. Yeah, yeah. Oh, former podcaster Melissa. She used to do the it's not gonna come to me, is it? The Lazy Radio. It was one of the old shows, formers of the Freak Network. So, yep. But they have gone on to other things, and she's working in radio for real now. It's very cool, just like we did. Also, that Joe Zubia, and we've got Kira, Josh, Tay, Jackie, and Michael. So, happy birthday, everyone. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Feedback. We got a little note from Moose.
Mhm.
All safe here. He was listening to the podcast and he reached out and he said, all safe here. We have electricity. No crazy people shooting up the power substations here. We have a lot of drag queens happily running around also. Have a big bear or a big drag bar slash club here. Been here for the last 35 years. The county where the incident happened is a big golfing community where there are lots of tournaments held. Bet there are a lot of drag queens there too. Golf outfits are drag, aren't they? Never thought about it that way.
Well, remember, everybody's born naked. The rest is drag.
Well, in a way, that's very true. Thanks for thinking of me though. And then also, we got a little note over on our YouTube channel where we got a hello of sorts from Cosrum. So, all right. Hey, what chub hugs you got to?
Oh, let me get back to that page. Chub hugs. Um, well, uh, eh, chub hugs.
Ukraine. Mhm.
Ukraine, and and I guess the storm. This is funny. The storm that hit us over the weekend is heading east, and they're not looking forward to it
Mm,
because it's expected to be even bigger when it gets to them.
wow,
So
it's had some time to grow and plump.
yeah, get ready, people, because it was a pretty good one, and if it collects up any more shit, God knows what's going to happen. Um, and also all the people uh, who are going to be sad when Swanner and Judd doesn't record on the 25th or the 1st of,
What?
well, because on Christmas Day we're not going to record,
Well, you're not gonna
and,
like
and
circumvent around it?
and New Year's Day, no.
Wow.
But we can still record on the 26th and the 2nd.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we aren't gonna let our fans down because they're cool fans. I mean, I guess your fans on the other show just aren't worth it. Yeah. Wow. That's I don't know what I'm gonna do in the shower without listening to you guys. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Let's see. Chub hugs. I would like to send some chub hugs out to our patron Sean, who had ankle surgery and is still recovering from that. So
What do you do to his ankle?
I don't know exactly, but I guess it's been something that maybe he's been ongoing for a while, and he
Okay.
just finally was able to have the time to get it fixed. So, but anyway, we certainly wish him speedy recovery. We've both known a number of people who have gone through stuff with their ankles and their feet and stuff lately. Well, not lately, but within the last few years. So, all right. And now Tom wants to talk to you about.
Is it that time already?
Uh-huh.
Let me switch pages.
We're switching,
So,
switching,
let me put on my glasses.
pages switching. Watch Call Me Cat. She's talking about a Hanukkah tree. Go ahead.
Okay, so watching Willow, enjoying it. The second episode was kind of, I'm watching it, not watching it, those kind of episodes. And
Mhm.
but the third episode was good.
Oh,
Really
good.
got back into something happening.
Uh,
Um, so that was good. The holiday baking. Holiday
mm,
baking. Okay, you know how that's the one with Carla and with Jesse and Nancy and
yes, yes,
okay.
yes, yes.
So that's the only one I'm watching. I'm not watching Cookies and I'm not watching Wars.
What about? Oh no, I didn't even know there was a Wars. I don't think I want to watch it. What about the Great British Bake Off
Well,
one?
that doesn't count in this group. Yes, I've already watched that. I've
Oh,
already watched well, and it's of course it's last year's Christmas and New Year's from England. So it's we're always a year behind on the holiday ones
yeah,
because they play theirs closer to Christmas, the new one, and after Christmas and then we don't get it for a whole year. It's very sad.
yeah,
You think that they could do something where it's you know
something.
I mean, a week later, maybe.
Yeah, but
Anyway,
I'm saving mine to watch a little later. Anyway.
but yeah, it's weird because during the Halloween thing, it's like you're trying to watch the Halloween baking and the Halloween cookies
Uh,
and Halloween wars, and then there's outrageous pumpkins, and
uh,
it's like I'm done with all of the extras and just keeping to the baking.
good. Yeah.
Uh, let's see. On the Connors this week, they added Jane Curtin as a.
Oh,
I'm thinking she's a reoccurring regular supporting character now, so that's good.
yeah. Yeah.
She was really good in it too, but she's playing um, uh, Louise's Peg Bundy's mom, and
Wow.
she's only like I think she's 9 years older, or wait, not even that. Yeah, about 9 years older, 8 years older than Peg, and she's only 6 years older than Dan. So So it's kind of weird, but um, you know, sure, why not?
Yeah.
It's I think what they're trying to do is make us think that Dan and Louise are actually in their 50s. Yeah.
As Darlene and the daughters in their
Darlene
forties.
and Becky are in their early 40s.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean it could make sense, but yeah.
Depending on how young they started. Yep.
Right, right. Well, and if they're in Lanford and they're white trash, they probably had Becky when they were 18.
If that.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Survivor. They got rid of Cody last week, and Cody is the bearded, hairy-chested contestant. So I have no one to root for anymore. Just let you know. And I'm sure that when he's sitting over there in the jury, he's not going to be there shirtless. So sad day for me.
Oh, him. Do you know what his last name is?
Yeah, it's something weird.
Assen Matcher.
Yeah. It's not ass muncher.
No,
It's
but it's pretty close.
yeah, it is.
Assen.
Let's see. On White Lotus, it's getting things are getting weird. I'm worried for Jennifer Coolidge. I somebody posted, wow, I didn't see that coming on last night's episode, so I'm terrified. So I don't know what happened last night. So we'll see.
Yeah, one of the show's friends said that they were both happy and yet not happy with the ending. So
Oh,
I
last night was the finale.
think so.
Okay. Wow. Okay. On We're Here, they're in Utah, St. George, Utah.
Hmm.
And oddly enough, the Mormons don't like drag queens coming to town.
Weird.
Yeah. So now I don't think we talked about this last week, and I really want to talk about it. It's the Christmas Story Christmas that's on
Oh yeah.
HBO Max, and this is the sequel starring Peter Billingsley. Billingsley, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Where it's a grown-up Ralphie, and so the original took place in I think it was the late 40s because I don't think the war was still going. And so now Ralphie's in his 40s or maybe even early 50s. It's the 70s, and the old man has just died. And so instead of them, mom and dad coming to Chicago where Ralphie lives, Ralphie and the family are going back to Indiana since the old man has died. And now
Oh,
Ralphie has to try to put together Christmas the way the old man could. And, he doesn't know that he can, because he was waiting for his dad to show up in Chicago to take care of getting Christmas taken care of, the tree and everything. And so it's really a love letter to the old man in more ways than one. And
oh,
but it's great because it really feels like a family reunion, with the exception of the mother. It's the original cast. Scott Farkas is there.
yeah.
Um,
He grew up
Schwartz
pretty.
Schwartz is there. Flick is there. The
Yeah.
Randy's there, and so it really is a, a great companion piece to the original. And I'm sure people are going to go, well, it's not like the original. It's okay, but it's not. Well, fuck you. Nothing ever is like the original.
Right.
Sometimes you just have to let art flow over you, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what this episode, this show was like. It was just so lovely, and just I felt like visiting old friends. And so
Oh.
um, it's on HBO and it's well worth the watch. I did want to let you know that I have tickets for opening day of Avatar this week.
Ooh.
So even though you disliked it,
I didn't say I disliked it. I said I just don't remember loving it as much as so many people did.
well, anyway, I'm going to be enjoying it on Friday afternoon, and I'm excited.
Awesome.
Um, let's see, we've been Sean wanted to do the Harry Potter movies
Oh
for
yeah.
Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we have enough time to get them all, and we've got the first three through. And usually, they do have a moment of Christmas in them,
Yeah.
although number two and number three did not. there was snow, but that's not Christmas.
Right.
And it was funny because they there was some snow, and then all of a sudden the Whomping Willow is shaking the frost off its branches, and I go, oh, there was our Christmas episode.
Yeah.
uh, and so now we're going into the Goblet of Fire. And it's so funny because I was talking, now Sean was a big Harry Potter fan
Mhm.
before we met. Actually, we used to sit and have arguments over Harry Potter on either concepts or things that certain people couldn't remember anymore about the show.
Right.
And so I said, well, the thing that I'm really looking forward to in them when once they do a new version of this, because it's got to be right around the corner. The
Yeah.
original came out over 20 years ago.
Right.
So is that we get to do the house elf revolt that
Yes.
takes place. And he's like, I don't remember that. And I go, oh my God, that's the whole thing. Dobby introduces the kids to, what was her name? It was the mama elf,
I
or
I don't remember, but yeah.
yeah, a female, an older
Yes.
female that's been in servitude for all these years. And
Mhm.
so while Harry's out with the Goblet of Fire, Hermione was trying to free the house elves.
Right.
So, which is
Was freaking them out.
well, in the book, it was like such a good part of the book, and then they just sliced it and diced it. So
Yep.
I'm looking forward to that. I watched Harry Potter. Santa Claus Has Come to Town, the original, with Mickey Rooney, and I think it was Fred Astaire. Yeah, Fred Astaire was the narrator.
Mhm.
And so I really enjoyed that. I like to watch those late night when I only have like 40 minutes before bed, so maybe I'll watch this. Um, I watched the Muppet Christmas Carol yesterday. Now, I had mentioned on earlier episodes that they were talking about how they've added in a cut song from the original show that they'd chopped out because it bored kids during the early test screenings. And
Board.
that's when Love Is Gone, which is, it's a good song, but it's boring in the show. It is. And the thing is that they said they cut it out, but I don't remember it not being cut out until I watched it last night on Disney Plus, and it was cut out of the show.
Really?
Last year when I watched it, it was still there. This
Yeah.
year it's cut out. And then I went in and looked at my Voodoo account, and they've cut it out of that one too.
What?
Yes.
Of your voodoo?
Yeah. Well, one that I had bought a few years ago, they cut the song out of that one as well.
That's bizarre. I mean, wow.
I know, it was very weird.
Yeah. I mean, to do it after of one that you already own. Jeez.
Yeah, so I watched South Park, Merry Christmas, Mr. Hanky, which was
Yeah.
the first time we saw Mr. Hanky come into the show, which was, I believe, the first season.
Mhm.
And it's so packed with songs.
Yeah.
And it's really, I mean, I laughed through the whole thing. I mean, really, really laughed through it. Because I love, Lonely Jew on Christmas, especially the line he goes, I should be Mary, but I'm Hebrew on Christmas. Uh, and then they had Kyle's mom is a big fat bitch.
Oh, yes.
She's the biggest bitch in the whole wide world.
That was a
Uh,
big song for a long time.
oh, huge song. And so anyway, it's just a wonderful episode on HBO Max. They have all the Christmas episodes pulled into a Christmas collage for South Park. So if you want to go there, they have the other Mr. Hanky episodes. They have the one where the animals are all revolting in the forest and
Oh
killing
gosh,
people,
that was such a
which
dark
I think
episode.
was a 3-part episode. So it's almost a little movie on its own. So
Uh,
anyway, HBO Max, you can see all those. Um, let's see, I was very excited because Nuke's Top 5 had a new episode that was released yesterday. So and Nukes is still, it's kind of the the
Premiere.
highest of the and the best of the scaries.
Yeah.
And then I get there, and it is a compilation of the best scary videos over the last year. So it's like over an hour long. And
Mm.
then I start looking at the others. Um, let's see, it was Spanked Ham has two over an hour long. And then a couple of the other channels, they have ones over an hour long. So I'm like, okay, I cannot devote over an hour to watch these videos, which I'm sure everyone will have basically the same videos on them. But oh my God. So fortunately, we've got hockey tomorrow night and I think Thursday. So I'll be able to get through a few of those during hockey nights. So
There you go.
that's good.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And let's see. Um, interesting new casting on Wednesday, the series Wednesday about the Addams family.
Right. What
Um,
about
well, they've added um, two new people for the second season who were originally in Addams Family, the movies. So they're adding Joan Cusack, who played Debbie in Addams Family Values.
Oh, I love
She will,
her.
I think she's going to be one of the bad characters, which is good because Debbie was disturbed.
Yeah.
She was a psycho. So, um, and the new principal is going to be Angelica Houston, who played Morticia in the
Oh, that
movies.
could work. Yeah.
Yeah. So and now that she's put on a little weight, that'll work better for her than to try to slip into that old gown again, if you know what I mean.
Mm.
Um, let's see. I also have you watched the Santa Clauses, the Tim Allen series yet?
I believe I'm up through episode 5.
Okay, I'm only up through three, and it's a cute little series.
Yeah.
It's fine. We've just gotten to the point of where they've just left because Santa Claus wants to retire, and he finds someone new to take his place, and then they send him to Chicago. So
Yeah.
that's where I'm at. And then let's see. Um, I watched Kenny and Dolly Christmas
Oh.
special. It's on YouTube for free, and it's an excellent copy.
Hmm.
Um, and I believe most of the songs outside of the traditional ones that they have, the White Christmas and the Christmas song, I think she wrote all the rest of them. So really good. I saw two movies this week. I watched The Ref, which is one of my traditional
Yes.
Christmas movies with um, just a packed cast. What I love in it is that it took it was from the early 90s, and it's got Christine Baranski in it
Yeah.
in a supporting role, and J.K. Simmons in a supporting role. And it's just like, wow, they've gone on to be so successful.
Yes.
And then you also have Judy Davis, you got Kevin Spacey, you got Dennis Leary. Just an excellent show. Actually, one of the cops in the show, one of the bumbling cops back at the thing, is actually one of the guys from American Horror Story that's on all the time. And
Yeah.
I cannot think, he's got three names and I can't think of what it is, but he's a baby in this. Of course, it was probably about the time he was doing Love, Valor, Compassion on Broadway. So
Yeah.
uh, anyway, and the other movie I saw was it's either Two Tickets to Paradise or Tickets to Paradise, the new Julie Roberts and George Clooney movie where their daughter
Oh yeah.
graduates college, and then her and her friend, who's also from American Horror Story, the girl who is I can't remember her name, but she's actually Debbie Reynolds' granddaughter or Carrie Fisher's daughter.
Oh
She
yes. She
The
was
two of
good.
them, they go to Bali, and
Mm.
then of course the daughter meets a local kid who is a seaweed farmer, although a successful seaweed farmer. They ship around the world. They've got a whole business going. Well, she falls in love with him, wants to marry him, and stay in Bali. And so Julia Roberts and George Clooney are on a plane, even though they're divorced. They're on a plane. They're working together to make sure the daughter does not go through with this.
Yeah.
So it is trash.
It looked like it was gonna be.
Trash. It is. I mean, it's just, yeah, I felt bad for George Clooney and Julie Roberts
Yeah.
because it's just such, you know, I mean, I don't expect actors of their caliber to be in this kind of a terrible movie. And the other thing is that, you know, Julia Roberts in her heyday, back during the I guess the 90s, late 80s, early 90s,
Uh,
she was the smile and the hair, right?
yes.
But well, now she looks, um,
Bitter.
and she's aged. She now looks like a man transitioning
Oh my
into,
gosh.
and a man who's transitioning and he's not passing, if you know what I mean.
Well, if he's transitioning, that would be a she,
She,
but
but
that's awful.
yeah, yeah. I mean, Julia Roberts just, they tie her hair back. Why? You know, because her hair was everything. Or they've got a scarf on her, and she's got kind of that Sarah Jessica Parker horse look to her. And I think somebody actually in the show called her a horse. I don't know if that was just me, you know, hearing what I wanted to hear, or what, but I was going to roll it back. But it's tough to watch her because she was so beautiful, and now they've underplayed her makeup. They've got her hair back. It's yeah, it's not good. Probably because it was so windy is why they pulled the hair back. You know, on those islands. So I don't know. It's free on Peacock, and even if you have commercials on Peacock, the movies are all commercial free. Even if you're just paying you've got the free that comes with Comcast, or you're only paying the $4.99.
Mm.
You can watch Bros, you can watch Nope, you can watch The Black Phone, you can watch Tickets to Paradise. They show like four commercials at the very beginning, start the movie, and no commercials breaks. So that's good.
Huh.
But I would have preferred commercial breaks to maybe make me say, stop this, stop watching this. This is horrible.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry to hear that,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry to hear, other things. Um, but I am looking forward to watching Bros on there. Hmm. So, in fact, one of our listeners, Mr. Michael Sage, watched it last night and said he loved it, and said he didn't understand why people trash talked it so badly. And I
Well,
said, "Oh,
it's probably
gays just
because
like to shit on things."
it's probably like people like Brian who trash talked it and didn't see it,
Uh-huh.
trash talked it because of the preview, and then ended up liking it.
Yeah.
But they trash talk it during the time period where if everybody was falling over because it's so good, you know, falling all over the movie, people would have continued to go see it at theaters. But um fucking gay population, they don't support their own shit
Yeah.
unless there's maybe if there was more nudity, and you know, I don't know. Although there was a lot of nudity,
Yeah.
I don't, it just bothers me. So Guardians of the Galaxy, did you enjoy the special?
I did. Our friend Clint watched it and told me that I really needed to watch it and that it was really nice and sentimental and everything at the end. And so yeah, I gave it a try and I liked it. I liked it a lot. I really liked that it focused on Mantis and unfortunately I never remember his name, but the big brutish guy. Uh, and they're kidnapping Kevin Bacon. It was very fun. They did a really good job with the whole thing. So I know it does feel a little weird with Gamora not being around, but yeah, well, we'll see where that goes later. And another thing is I did not realize that the Gamora's sister, the one who is like half robot there. I did not realize that that was Karen Gillian, who was from Doctor Who. She played the redheaded the girl who waited, and let me tell you, that character annoyed the hell out of me. I did warm up to her more at the end of her run, but I just did not care for that character very much at all. And yeah, then to find out that she did this character, which I really liked. So, oh, and for your reference, she is the one that was the girl in Jumanji. Remember the pretty girl with the long hair, red hair in Jumanji?
No, that is Ron Howard's daughter.
Oh, sweetie. No, that's Jurassic Park.
Oh, Jumanji. Oh, okay.
Jurassic World. Sorry. Yeah.
So she's the one that kicked ass.
Yes, that's her.
All
Yeah.
right.
So anyway,
Do
yeah.
that.
So let's see. Okay. But yeah, I would totally give it a if you like the Marvel stuff, give it a watch. You'll like it.
Oh yeah, it's completely non-offensive. It's
Yeah.
entertaining, and it's just it's funny. It was funny.
Yeah. And Kevin Bacon did a great job too. And it's got a good music. Got some good music. Okay.
Uh,
So I don't think there was anything else that we watched mutually, was there?
well, did you hear anything I said?
Yeah, no, I don't
Oh,
didn't.
the Santa Clauses.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah. Actually, I'll move that over there. But
you saw Andor again? I thought you were.
actually, no, I did not realize that there were. I finished 11 episodes and there were 12 episodes, and I didn't realize there was another episode after that. So yeah, I watched the finale, the final episode, and it was what it was. I mean, I was glad that they got off there. I was glad that they gave a little bit of final, I don't know, movement to the show because my goodness, this was just, I have never seen any Star Wars show that has been this boring to me, except for maybe 2.5 episodes. The rest of it, I just didn't care. Um, and it's sad because I think it's a amazing cast. I think they did a great job with the casting and the sets and everything else, but the story was just slow.
According to everything I read, it's by far the best series that they've ever brought out for Star Wars, and that includes The Mandalorian.
Well, everybody has a different take on things, especially the media, but no, I don't
Everyone's
know.
got an
It
opinion, and
must,
everyone thinks theirs doesn't stink.
yeah. Perhaps they watched it at 1.25 speed, like I watch some of my shows sometimes.
Okay,
Anyway,
that's a Brian thing. I hope you know that.
yeah, you know what? Sometimes, and that's the thing is that people might think that if you watch it at 1.25, you're watching chipmunk stuff. You're not. It's just the dialogue and everything else is the same. It just speeds it up the tiniest little bit, so you're not as bored. Anyway, let's see. So Santa Clauses, I'm really enjoying. I won't talk too much more on that because you're not until you're caught up. Because in the next 2 episodes, you're gonna get some twists.
Oh no.
I know, right? But yeah, ones that I'm sure you already see coming.
Wait, can we go to Moose's pictures? I'm hungry.
Oh, I know, right? Especially the snacks. All right, so tasting. I've been watching this show on YouTube called Tasting History with Max Miller, and he talks about. He's basically a kind of food historian, and talks about all sorts of old recipes from this time and that time, and he gives the history and the breakdown of what it was and how it came to be and all that good stuff, and then he makes it and shows you what it would look like, etc. And he is just adorable. He is so cute and so out, and he has brightest blue eyes.
Wait, did you see Phoenix Dave? His husband made spaghetti with egg noodles.
What's wrong with that? I've done that
Nothing.
before.
I'd
Yeah.
never thought of doing that before. That's fantastic.
Yeah, yeah, that's a great idea. Especially for me, one of the things that perks up my spaghetti is adding just a little bit of butter to the noodles before putting the sauce on.
You're so fat.
I know, but it's so good. Anyway, Tasting History, YouTube, really good. And I've been watching all the stuff that he's been talking about over the last couple of years with Christmas recipes, everything from like eggnog to mulled wine to original gingerbread, et cetera, et cetera. It's really fun, really, really informative, really good. He's got great eyes. Okay, so I watched the limited series over Christmas. I wasn't going to, but it was just kind of like it started after I watched something else, and so I just kept going with it. It's a German show. It's 3 episodes. They're about 45 minutes long, and actually, it was really good, and I recommend it. And yes, I did watch it at 1.25, but like you said, it doesn't matter. It just knocks about 10 minutes off the show watch time. Um, it's basically him being, trying to make it as a musician in Munich, and he goes back home to a small village where he's looking so forward to Christmas, and then, of course, gets home and finds that his well, you know what? I'm not going to do any spoilers, but let's just say that some shit has happened that he should have known about and didn't bother returning calls to find out about, and then finds out that everybody's hiding stuff from him because they just don't think that he can handle the serious issues in life. But it's really fun. There's some fun stuff, and yeah, I think it's a good watch. Then, in honor of our friend Nephi, I watched Christmas on the Square, which was completely written by Dolly Parton. All the music, and I think maybe probably part of the book was written by that. Speaking of, Christine Baranski is in that one, and man, does she save the show. This is the I do like this show, but it is the hokiest, most let's put on a play, and everybody in the town will be in it regardless of their acting ability, and it's just insane. But it's got a good message, some good music. It's a fun little show, and I'll tell you what, if they put this on stage, if they didn't try to film it like they did and they put it on stage, I bet you it would be a hit. um Then I watched Home for Christmas seasons 1 and 2. This is a show from Norway. It's overdubbed in English, so don't worry about the subtitle having to read subtitles unless that's what you want to do. And I'm sure they have that. And season 1 they ran last year, and it was fun. Season 1 I ended up watching again this year and didn't think it was as fun. But then they had a season 2, which was really good. And so yeah, it's definitely a fun show. And it's one that's kind of right up Tom's alley because she's in her 30s and she's, dating a 19-year-old. Yeah. So all right, moving on. I also watched A Bad Mom's Christmas, which is now a holiday favorite of mine that I watch every year. And
Christine
again,
Baranski,
yes, she's like the queen of the Christmas movies
she
anymore.
is. She did the Ref. She
Yeah,
did Grinch. She
well,
did
I'll
she
forgive her for Grinch.
um and there's another one she did, and I can't think of it right.
A little bit,
Besides
sure.
Mom's Christmas, Bad Mom's Christmas.
Yeah, but it was again, it's a really fun, crazy ass movie, and it's got a great cast, and they cast the moms of their mom of their moms just perfectly. So very fun. I wasn't going to watch Single All the Way this year. That's the one Netflix one with Michael Urie and Luke McFarlane, where they are. It's the one of the Netflix answers to gay Hallmarky stuff. Only this is better than a Hallmark movie, of course.
Oh, well, way better. First of all, it's got an all-star cast.
Yes.
I mean, seriously.
Kathy
Jennifer Coolidge and Barry Boswick and
yes.
yeah, and completely Nick Kathy Najimy.
Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge.
And this is, of course, the infamous Jennifer Coolidge meme where she says, "The gays love me. They always have, and I like it." But anyway, it was fun, and I'm glad I rewatched it. I forgot how fun it really was. And when that was done, I watched 2 episodes of Harry and Meghan, the limited series on Netflix about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, and basically telling things from their side. And well, let me tell you, if there was supposed to be a bombshell in there, it must be in episode 3 because I ain't seen it. What I am seeing is a lot of stuff that makes me even more not liking the tabloid press. Just like anyway, just really repugnant shit. And yeah, that's it. Other than that, it's kind of just it's like talking about, the basics of why they left, and I totally get it with the papes and the shit that they were doing, but it's also kind of a love story about, how they got together and everything. It's very sweet, very nice. They work together very well as a couple. So yeah, Propecia. Um, so I'm looking forward to watching the 3rd episode, but I don't see any bombshell anything in here. Just him wanting to get his family away from that bullshit. So no surprise there. Other than that, I've just been watching my normal, like, reruns that I watch every year, including Birds of a Feather, British show. Let's see, Mrs. Brown's Boys, My Husband and I, Mary Tyler Moore, Phyllis, Fresh Fields, all the good older 80s and 90s shows that just are really sweet. So yeah. Well, Mary Tyler Moore and Phyllis, of course, 70s, but
Well, you remember when Kenny and all the gang is out playing and it's the first snow and they're all like lifting up their head and tasting the first snow on their tongue and the shits in Kenny's mouth.
no.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, hey, make your holiday giving too much this year by using the code FMWildChub to take 20% off anything that you purchase over at fatmarkerclothing.com. And you want to get that order in fairly quickly.
Real quick, if you want to get it for Christmas, but we're the 12th right now, so technically you should be able to get just about anything you buy if it's in stock should be here by Christmas.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be waiting much longer.
Right, exactly. All right. Well,
Now, is your house turning into a Amazon drop off?
no, normally it is, but this year we're kind of light in the loafers that way. So
You're
yeah.
gay?
Yes,
Gay
exactly.
money? Okay. Yeah, because it has been crazy here. And half of it's not even going under the tree. Most of it is just like Sean's like going, I need this. And it's like, oh, okay, all right. But it's like I've already gotten 2 shipments today, and I have at least another one because he doesn't tell me. I keep saying, let me know if there's a shipment
right.
coming so I can either, I won't take a nap during the afternoon or I'll be listening for because they don't knock or
Nope.
you're barely able to tell if something's been dropped off. So, and at least one of these things, I have no idea what it is. So, I wasn't made aware of it.
Yeah.
So we got stuff from Costco, we got stuff from Amazon. It's terrible, but good.
Well, that's wonderful. I love that. I love that time of year. I love packages and fun things and everything. But no, actually, I haven't even gotten hardly any Christmas cards or anything this year. So yeah,
You know why? I know why.
uh, the mail loses them.
Dobby.
Oh, yeah, that sounds right.
He's holding your mail to make you
I don't have the Christmas
think that you
spirit.
have no friends, so you won't go back to Hogwarts.
That makes so much sense. Um, oh gosh, what was I just going to tell you?
It wasn't that important.
Well, it was for me, so in your eyes, I guess not. All right, well, let's get into the advice then, dear Miss Manners. My husband and I had a party to celebrate a big anniversary. We asked that people not bring gifts, but someone gave us a very nice bottle of whiskey anyway. The problem is, we don't drink, and neither do most of our friends. Because it's such a nice bottle, I hate to see it go to waste. I suggested we thank the person, explain the issue, and give it back so someone else could be able to enjoy it. My husband said that would be rude. So it's just sitting in the cupboard. It will probably never be enjoyed unless we find someone we can re-gift it to, which may create a host of other problems. Just pour it out and keep the bottle if you like the bottle.
What's the problem? I mean, keep it. You never know when you're going to have somebody come over that drinks.
Our friends don't drink.
Yeah,
Oh,
fucking. How does this person have any friends at all?
I don't know, dear. These
She's a
these
fucking bitch.
these strike me as old people who feel obligated to keep things. But me, I mean, let's face it, I still have the bottle of whiskey that your other podcast person who, well, in this case, he did give me a gift. So Brian gave me for my birthday last year. He brought me a fifth of whiskey and a 7 Up because I used to drink 7 and 7s. I still have
Nice.
it. I'm not throwing it out. It's in the cupboard. It's
You
not hurting.
never know. Yeah,
Yeah.
but like I said, what happens if somebody comes over and they go, "Oh, do you have any whiskey?" As a matter of fact, we do.
Yes. Look at
And
this
here we go.
beautiful bottle. Would you like to take the bottle home with you, dear? Yeah.
Why would you give it away? Keep it. You never know. You never know when you're going to get a recipe that calls for whiskey in it, or bourbon in it, so it's not a bad thing. It's not malicious.
Dear
Just
Miss Manners, we order our food prepared for us, but someone online suggested that we cook for ourselves. Anyway, so here's what dear Miss Manners said. Returning a present to the giver is unpleasant, so let's try to find it a home. If you don't have friends who drink, how about a favorite restaurant? Miss Manners is assuming that you are unlikely to have a favorite bar. Well, there you
that's
go.
it.
Take it in and say, here, there's a bottle for your restaurant. And then they look at you and they're like, what did you do to it?
Did
Anyway,
you hear RuPaul's moving to MTV?
well, no, I didn't. But considering that there hasn't been actually any on MTV for a long time,
Right.
yeah.
Well, and it's not like VH1 and MTV aren't the same thing.
Right, that's what I was gonna say too. Wow, so she moves one channel from the same company. Wow. Anyway, whatever, as long as they don't cancel her, I'm good.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Chubs, were you a bully when you were a kid?
I didn't think. Well, I wasn't until I think it was junior high school, and then that's when the bullying really kicked in. For that, I was getting bullied,
Mhm.
and so I had heard from in high school that I had bullied some people when I was in junior high school. And
Uh,
and it was more out of my own survival
mhm.
than, it's like, okay, I may have bullied you, but you were probably hanging out with somebody who was bullying me, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And then I did some couple shitty things in high school that I don't even want to talk about,
Mm.
but I learned from it and I become a better person because of it.
Well, that's good. As long as you learn from it. Meanwhile, they have to live with the emotional scars of what you did.
Exactly. But that's why I support when Leah Michelle says, that if she did something, she's sorry.
Yeah.
It's like there's nothing you can't go back, even though these people claim that, they're severely scarred for how cruel she was to them in the, you know, 4 weeks that they were actually on Glee. Um, and it's like even Amber Riley got into it last week saying, well, you know, Leah Michelle tried out for West Side Story, if that gives you any idea. And it's like, well, that's because there are still actors out there that think if there's something I want to be in, I can play anything.
Mm,
But nowadays, if you're going to be in West Side Story and you're one of um
like,
Jets, you have to be this kind of race, and if you're the Sharks, you have to be this kind of race, and if you're going to be, and it's kind of sad, it's kind of good. It just depends on how you look at it. It's just like I'm finally at an age group where I could get into a lot of different roles because my age and my weight, you know.
uh,
But then I can't do Fiddler on the Roof because I'm not Jewish. You
right.
know, I can't do I can't think of a lot right off the top of my head, but can I play in the Birdcage or La Cage aux Folles? I'm not a drag queen by heart, by
But at
profession.
least you're gay.
Yeah, well, we know now that being cisgender male gay means white is nothing anymore.
Mm,
It's we don't get any of the pleasures of that we survived the last 50 fucking years during all this bullshit that went on, because, well, what do we know? We were always privileged to begin with. Well, we weren't. I mean, we should have been, but
yeah.
being fat gay in the 60s or the 70s and 80s didn't get you a whole lot.
No, and you know what? The thing about that was just because we got hit over the head with baseball bats too, just, it's still our privilege now that anyway, we don't want to get into all that because it's all touchy and
Well,
subjective.
and it's all subjective, and I understand that, but I really hate the fact that we have been tossed aside by the people who we've helped get to where they're at, and it's and I get it. I mean, I understand certain things. I'm not happy about certain things, but I am happy that the people who are now chastising me have the benefits of what my generation has brought to them.
Hmm,
The end. I
interesting.
mean, look at Nancy. Fuck it. Did you watch Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer last week when they passed that bill,
No.
the Respect for Marriage bill? Nancy couldn't take the smile off her fucking face. She was so happy that one of the last things she's done or she will do as the head of the House of Representatives
Mm,
is pass the Respect for Marriage bill. And of course, she's from San Francisco, and this is something she's been trying to get done for 30 years in Congress, and she got it done. And Chuck Schumer's daughter is gay and
mhm,
is just recently married, and he said that for him it means that his grandkids are never going to have to listen to people explain why his mothers don't have the right to be married because of this bill. And it's just like, thank you, guys. You've done a great thing,
Mm,
and I just hope people appreciate it. That's all I'm saying.
okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, as for me, yes, there were points when I was younger and stupid where I was a bully. But again, it wasn't a bully like I was bullied. It was more probably,
Self-defense.
well, some self-defense, but also like guys that I liked, but I didn't understand that I liked them. You know, when you're young and basically you don't understand why you like somebody, so you end up kind of bullying them. Um, anyway, but yeah, no, it's definitely one of those things where when you get older and you look back and you're like, wow, I didn't realize that's what I was doing, but that's fucked up. I hope, you know. Anyway,
The
moving on.
scars that you left on those people have
Exactly.
faded enough
I-
that they can sleep nights.
exactly. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
know I still have those scars where I wake up at 3 a.m. going, that fucker, and what he did to me. And then I'm hoping that, I didn't do that to someone else.
Well, my bully from high school is the
Sure.
anti-gay bully from high school is now gay and in the Sacramento community, and
Yeah.
and we know the same people.
Mhm. Yeah, I know. And he's good in bed too. Oh, what? No, I didn't say that. All right. Let's see.
You would never know because you would not have been on his list.
Yeah.
He liked
Uh,
little twinks,
don't
and
most.
I'm talking girly kind of twinks.
Oh, well, that's a type.
It's a thing,
Yeah. All right. Hey, Chubs, were stockings part of your Christmas experience growing up?
Well, I'd wear the fishnet under the
Oh,
sweatpants
here we go. See, you qualify for drag. Yeah.
because the folks didn't understand that back in the 70s. No,
Oh,
no, actually we didn't. We hung up stockings, but we never put shit in them.
oh. See, I didn't even get that. Yeah, stockings were never. I remember when I was about 6 or 7, probably 6. I got a stocking from uh somebody else, like a family friend who, hung it up, put stuff in it, and it had like comic book or coloring books and crayons and stuff like that in it. Um, and so I became completely fascinated by them. But it wasn't until probably my mid 20s or something that I actually started using stockings as part of the Christmas stuff. So, yeah.
Well, now that we're talking about this, um, I was either 5 or 6. We were living in the Azores off the coast of Portugal. We were on base. I remember wanting to find out what I was going to get for Christmas. So, from my parents. So I was going through their closet and I
Yeah.
found my stocking. We did get remember the prefab stockings that they had at the grocery store?
Yes.
It was the green netting and you
Oh,
could see
yeah.
through it.
Yeah.
They had one of those in their closet with the presents, and that's when I realized that Santa didn't bring me stockings.
Well,
And
he did. He just had to leave it for your parents to put out because he's got too much to do on that night.
yeah, well, that's not what my 5-year-old self realized
Yeah.
that Christmas.
Well, I remember being the Snoop and finding opening the one closet that there was no point for me to ever open, and moving back a blanket, and there was a huge pile of presents there. Yeah, I remember. Anyway, yeah, so that's that. Hey, what's in your lunchbox? Mr. Moose wrote in and said, I've got a lot in my box I want to show you. And he did. Starting with homemade chicken broccoli stir fry in a brown ginger and garlic sauce. That's very interesting. Hmm.
Interesting. I want to throw myself in that plate and just roll around.
Yeah,
That
it's
looks
the
good.
brown ginger and garlic sauce. I've started making more chicken stir fry at home, and I've been using kind of a trying to find a really good sauce for it, other than like just garlic salt or like the little prefab stir thing. So interesting. That's
Over over at Trader Joe's,
Mhm.
and they probably have them other places too, but this is where I found them. They have these little. They're about this big, so about the size of a. I'm trying to think of maybe it's like a 2x3 little container,
Mhm.
and in it they have little cups of ground ginger
Oh,
and ground garlic. They have two different ones that you can get. And what you do is you keep it in the freezer. So when you're making, let's say you're making something Asian, and you want garlic, you pop one of those babies, the ginger one, you pop one of the garlic ones, and now you got ground ginger and ground onion already pre-done that you can pop right into your butter mixture or whatever your mixture is, and
yeah.
it makes things so easy
I will have
and it
to,
doesn't go bad.
because we have a dear friend who goes over to Trader Joe's a lot. I'll have to have him look for some for me.
Yeah,
Uh,
they're in the it's frozen section, and it's yeah, it's pretty easy to find. They're little like I said, 2x3 containers, and then underneath they have the little cups, like when you get um the pre-made puddings and stuff in those plastic cups.
yeah.
Well, imagine a condensed version where instead of a cup of pudding, you're now getting a teaspoon or a tablespoon of ginger. So you got a lot of little of those. Yeah, you'll love it. You'll love it. I love it.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, I actually bought a big jar of pre-minced garlic. It smells good when I'm cooking, but I'm not tasting the flavor from it.
Yeah,
So
that I love that stuff. I mean, it's so convenient, but it doesn't taste like garlic.
yeah,
You just don't. I mean, you get kind of a faint hint of it, but
uh-huh.
not much. It's not. Yeah, it's not good.
He also had a side of rice-a-roni because he was too lazy to cook proper fried rice. Oh, fried rice, so yummy. Been a full day, walk, then gym, then Christmas shopping. Finally settling for a vodka and cranberry with some cheese straws. Yeah, I do like a good vodka cran on occasion. We had a friend, dear Rich, that was his regular drink. Ugh.
Hey, did I tell you I haven't had a drink in over almost a month?
Do you just hook it up to your vein now?
No, no, I haven't had a
No,
drink.
really? Huh.
Just to prove to people I'm not an alcoholic.
Have you indulged in marijuana?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. No, that's really interesting. I mean, maybe that's why you've been so pleasant lately. I'm just kidding. Anyway, all right. Hey, Mr. Moose says this is a boring picture. White pasta in a white sauce with chicken. Very monochrome, but nice flavor. I like it. I would totally chow down on that.
Well, no, it looks really good, and he must have gotten it from someplace because it's got
Yeah.
the container.
Yep.
But what I love is that the black pepper, to me,
Yes.
it's the black pepper that pops in the picture. It is kind of, it's beige on beige
Mm.
until you get those pops of that black pepper,
Yep.
and it looks really, really good. I mean, sure, it could use some, like carrots or some
A
broccoli in there to
little parsley here and there or
give
something
it some. Well,
like
I think I
like
almost you want to have like a vegetable because this is
Mhm.
probably the only thing you're having. So a little vegetable in there would have been nice as well. But hell, I'm not going to argue with this.
No, and yes, you're right. It's a chicken Alfredo from Salvo's Pizza. Um, I've been craving some heat in my cooking lately. I'm not getting it much, but I've been craving it. And then finally, he sent a picture of had neighbors for wine and snacks. Didn't serve much. Shrimp and cocktail sauce, cheese straws, nuts, fudge, olives. Okay, I would totally like just be like, whatever. Give me this stuff, except the shrimp, which this year I found out I was allergic to. Hmm. But
More for me.
I know that fudge though. That's nummy. And wow, those are some big balls too in the background on the plate.
Yeah, those are decorations. They're not to eat.
Oh. Oh well. Maybe next time. All right. So thank you so much, Mr. Moose. And then Mr. Phoenix Dave wrote in and said, "Hey, hello guys. Hubby made spaghetti with egg noodles instead of spaghetti noodles. He also cooked Texas roast garlic bread.
Toast. Toast.
Oh, that would make more sense, wouldn't it? Texas toast garlic bread, which looks yummy.
Which
Uh,
you got for your birthday.
yes, I think I still have two pieces of it too. And this was not just Texas toast, but it had cheese already on it.
Ooh.
Mm. So Brian sprung for that extra 25 cents. Uh, but
He brought you something. I was surprised on that.
yeah, yeah. Well, hey, I still have the whiskey from last year. And then not a fancy dinner, but it hit the spot. Actually, that looks really good.
It
Uh,
does. I mean, I would have. The thing is, I just never think of, when I think of spaghetti,
mhm.
I think of you can either use spaghetti noodles or you can use like
Vermicelli.
the macaroni noodles,
Oh
and
yeah,
then you call it, chili mac
yeah.
or something like that. But yeah, this I love egg noodles because they just they it's a pasta that's always appealed to me, because you it's a very casserole kind of noodle.
Mhm.
Tuna noodle you always had was the egg noodles, and this looks this looks like something I'd want right now, warm, and and sit and watch some scaries. This would be great.
I would totally be down. Well, I don't know about the scaries, but yeah, I'd totally be down for this. So thank you so much, Mr. Phoenix Dev, for sending that in. It's very appreciative. And if you guys want to send anything in for what's in your lunchbox, just send it to us at chubsgonewild@gmail.com. And you can also send us some hey chubs at uh, chubsgonewild@gmail.com or any comments or feedback or anything you would like. So, and also a reminder that Golden Rule Services wants you to know about an important tool in preventing you from contracting HIV. PrEP. I'll get there. PrEP is a medication proven to be 99% effective in preventing HIV infection. To learn more about PrEP, visit sacgrs.org. And you can find Tom's other podcast at swannerandjudd.com. You find my books at justkisstheguy.com. You find all of our links over at allmylinks.com.
Oh, before you
Chubs Gone
continue,
Wild. Yes.
have you gone on Amazon lately and typed in Chubs Gone Wild?
No, I haven't.
Well, because you can get the podcast now through Amazon.
What? And
Yeah,
you
it's so funny
the
because
regular show.
yeah, it was weird. I was on there and I thought because I think you were touting one of your books or something, and I thought, I wonder if there's anything that says my name on, on
Yeah.
Amazon. Up comes Swanner and Judd, and I'm like, what?
Oh wow.
What?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a perfect gift for Christmas. Let me see if Chubb's Gone Wild is there. And there it was. So it was pretty funny.
Wow.
40869 Chubbs.
And not only that, but it has our old photo on there.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I know. I saw that too. That was weird.
Yeah. Oh well. Well, that's very cool though. But yes, you can, as Tom just said, you can give us a call at,
40869 Chubbs.
and then you can go subscribe to us and all that other fun stuff. Hey, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope that you are having a wonderful holiday season. And we will catch you next week. Same time, same place.
But wait, really? That's how you're going to promote this?
I was gonna go Bat Channel, but I was like, well, holiday, same reindeer time, same reindeer, and I'm like, but that doesn't work. That doesn't even sound good. So
How about how
my brain
about
shut
join
down.
us next week for our holiday episode?
Is it gonna be our holiday?
Oh
I
my
guess it'll be
God.
our pre-Christmas.
You have been the worst Christmas person this year.
No, no, I know, and I hate it.
Normally I want to beat you with a baseball bat because you're so fucking Christmas oriented. But this year you get your tree up on the 11th of goddamn December.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Well,
it's
in my
so
defense,
you got two
I
weeks
had
before
two
Christmas.
others up before that. So
And yeah, but this is the main tree.
yes,
Anyone can pop up a fake tree in the corner and throw that's already probably pre-lit anyway and go, look
it
at what I've
was
done. This and then your Christmas cards, or you got them out late. Normally I
yeah,
get Christmas cards in November from
yeah,
you. This
yeah.
year, no, gotta wait till December for it to show up. And then when I go, hey, what are you doing that's exciting for Christmas? You're like, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
I
this
know.
is better. Got a goddamn change for next week's episode. That's all I have to say.
Well, you can always go over to chubsgonewild.com and look at my Amazon wish list. No, no, I'll get there. I'll get there. It's just been a weird holiday season, but you know me, I'll get there.
No, but you know what? You know what? You're going to get there and have 2 or 3 days left, and then the next day you're going to go, oh, I never really felt it this year, which you did a few years ago,
Oh, I
and
know. Isn't that horrible?
it's the worst thing in the whole world that when you get Christmas is all of a sudden it's all over with, and you're like, oh, oh.
I know, and then I want like Christmas instead of Valentine's Day and stuff like that.
Right.
But
So goddamn getting gear, girl.
I'll tell you one of the things that kind of threw me though. If you remember 2 years ago, we had a wonderful Christmas. I think my father was here. That was like, yeah, I think that was his last Christmas. He actually was here, which is weird. Usually he was at his girlfriend's. So he was here. Lawrence was here. Lori Dean for our listeners, and my mom and our pups, and we had a wonderful Christmas. It was very, very lovely. And it was practically the next day or the day after that that my mother had to be rushed to the hospital and then was gone for over a month in recuperation for surgery.
Right. I remember
And
that.
I think that there's a small part of me that really kind of scarred. So I don't
Well,
know.
I also remember you got a Fitbit that year for Christmas too.
Was it? Oh, I know that my father got us these little cheap
Well,
Fitbit.
they were knockoff Fitbits,
Yeah.
but I remember it's like, oh, and for my father, I got a Fitbit. Well, it's not a real one, of course. It's a knockoff, and it won't even fit my fucking arm.
Oh, it
Okay,
didn't. Yeah.
I couldn't put it on my wrist. So thanks a lot.
I
Merry
wonder.
fucking Christmas.
I wonder who I regifted that to. I don't know.
You
But
probably
yeah.
wrapped it around one of the pets.
Oh,
Hey, let's
I
see
don't know.
how many steps you're getting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's the thought that counts. He always, no, I can't even say that.
yeah.
We tried that year, but it did not make sense. All right. Hey, thanks for joining us and this lovely ending here. And we will talk to you next week where it will be holiday merry loveliness. All right. Bye.
Bye.